Hello, and welcome back to All the Mods 9. Today we're going to be looking at hostile neural networks to farm nether stars and blaze rods. Let's get right into it. I got myself a little area set up for our deep mob learning setup. And I think for now, this is where our setup's going to go. I got this little drawer here with a storage controller, and we'll be putting more drawers in this in a second. But first, we need to hook up this drawer to our ME system. So all we're going to do to connect this up to our storage system is throw a storage bus onto the storage controller. That will just read whatever contents are inside of those drawers and put it into our system. Now you may notice up here I upgraded to the smart dense cable all the way along the top, and I also added another ME controller. This just allows us to have more channels because the cable I had before wasn't able to hold all of the channels that we had coming out of this. So you can see right now coming out of this, we're using 11 out of 32 channels, and the normal cables can only hold 8. So that's why I've got this running across the top here, and then all of these normal cables coming out the sides to where we need them to go. And we can use 32 channels from each side of the ME controller, so we'll definitely be making use of that in the future. So now our drawer for deep mob learning should be set up over there. We do need to grab a crafting card, and then we also need an interface. Excuse the train going by. We're going to turn this into the panel version. This is going to go right behind our drawer. Then in here, we're going to use the prediction matrix. This is going to supply this into the drawer. We can set, let's say 64 to keep in the interface, and then it'll fill up the drawer also. Then if we throw the crafting card upgrade in here, it should, in theory, start crafting these if we have all of the recipes for it. So I may need to add a pattern for this. And then it's supposed to start filling up our drawer with it, but it's not going into the drawer. Okay, maybe we need to put this on the drawer controller instead. So let's try putting this on the bottom instead into the drawer controller. Throw our crafting card and prediction matrix in there. Then it should start crafting it. And hopefully, if we connect this, which it is, and it's not going in still. Okay. Final plan is to try just having the block version of this connect up to a laser node. That way, if we throw these in here and throw the crafting card, then if we go into this laser node and extract from the interface, and then input into the storage drawer, then yes, there we go. Now they're going in. We want to lock this drawer. Now this is just going to keep crafting those until this store fills up, and then it will stop. And these things are really cheap, so we shouldn't have any problems keeping up with that. Now the reason we actually need these prediction matrices is it's going to be sort of the catalyst that's used in deep mob learning. Basically, the way that this is going to work is we're going to have these data models based off of mobs, and then it's going to use the prediction matrices to generate predictions based off of that. And then from those predictions, we will be able to generate items. So we'll need a couple more things here before we can start farming what we really need, which is nether stars. And I've been calling it the wrong thing this whole time. It's hostile neural networks. There we go. We're going to need both the simulation chamber and the loot fabricator. And I'm going to make recipes for all of these, just so we can make more in the future. I also need the netherite recipe. We're also going to need to pick up the deep learner and one of these model frameworks. And we need some ender pearls for the machines. I'll give you a little tour real quick. I had to reset up our mob farm since this is a new world and everything. Hang on, let me turn it on real quick. Oh, that's unfortunate timing. I have it turned off right now. We have basically the same setup with the cursed earth in there. Let's see if I can show you, and the vector plates. And then underneath of these, we have a whole lot of redstone under each block, and then this timer right here And then we also have a Ender inhibitor. This just prevents Endermen from teleporting. That's basically the mob setup. We also have these little elevators. These just allow you to travel up and down. And then I kind of set it up so we could see all the mobs falling. It looks really cool. And then down below, we have sort of the killing chamber. The same setup we had before, just a vacuum hopper, and it's really loud. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because that's way too many mobs. And we have all the ender pearls that we need now. I do kind of want to hook this up to our system so I don't have to come down here every time I need something. But I'll get to that a different time. Cool. Now, I believe these are all the items we need. I'm going to have to hook this up to power. I think for right now, maybe I'll throw the loot fabricator here and then a drawer above it. And then I might put the simulation chambers like along the wall here, or even up here could work. Sweet. Now with these set up in the right place, now all that's left to do is to get our wither data model. What would be the faster way of getting wither skulls? Going to a nether fortress and killing them, or making wither skeleton seeds? I think this way would be faster. To make mob seeds, I don't think we've done this before. You need a good amount of solium. This stuff is found in the nether as an ore, and you can make solium seeds out of it just with 4 dust. You need the soul extractor, and then we'll also need 4 of these soul jars. And I also need to go mine some soul stone because I don't have any of that. And there's a whole bunch right here. Perfect. And this is also where you find the solium ore. That should hold us over for now. Here we go. I got all the recipes for this set up. And we should just need 4 of these. While we're waiting on that, I'll go ahead and grab the seeds that we need. And these are tier 5 seeds, so we need some premium essence. Oh, and also while we're waiting on those, the draconic bees have been going crazy, and we are up to a good amount of draconic dust now. These guys have all 4 of the productivity upgrades we can craft, and I do need to craft some more still that we're getting these dusts. We're only missing 5 to get all 4. We'll go ahead and get 3. Because the more draconic bee productivity we have going, the more draconic dust we get. And then the more productivity upgrades we can get for these guys. There we go. Our soul jars are all crafted up now. We'll need to throw our soul extractor onto some power. Then we'll throw our soul jar inside. Now we need a good amount of coal. That should probably be enough. Coal is part of the wither skeleton essence. You can either use that or wither skeleton skulls. Wither skeleton skulls give you quite a lot more towards the soul jar, but we just don't have any of those right now. So we'll just use a lot of coal and wait for this to process. And we can get this to process quite a lot faster if we get some of these machine upgrades. I only have enough prosperity shards to get this bad boy up to Imperium. But if we upgrade this all the way and then throw it in here, oh yeah, that is way faster. Even though it is taking all of our energy. Okay, now it's fine. But that is way, way faster. So we'll just process all of this coal into these soul jars until all 4 of them are ready. And I will see you in a second. Oh. I am so silly. I forgot to record. Oh my goodness. I am so silly. Oh my. Okay, where do we begin? I got the wither skeleton seeds from the soul jars, which allows us to craft wither skeleton skulls, just using some bone blocks to make blank skulls. And then that gives us wither skeleton skulls. We also have filled up our data model by killing withers. I'll do it one more time just to show you. Basically, all you need to do is take the model framework that we got, and I've built myself a nice little tinted glass chamber. This just is witherproof, so they won't be able to get out. Then you go ahead and build yourself a wither, and then if you right click on it with the model framework, it'll create a wither data model. Then you want to put your deep learner in your offhand. And then if you shift right click on this and put the wither data model inside, it will start collecting data. So then when you kill this bad boy, it adds onto the data model. So now we can see we have 5 withers left remaining. But of course, I already have the basic model, so we don't need to do this anymore. You need to get this up to basic, otherwise it won't work in the simulation chamber. But now that we have this, we should just be able to throw this into the simulation chamber. Then we need to get some prediction matrices in there. I kind of move this around just so we have better access to this. Let's do something like this. Move this up. Then we can do the 2 laser nodes at the top. And actually, since there's a laser node down there, we shouldn't need a second one. We should just need to pull prediction matrices from this. I do want to make sure I set a filter for that because we're going to have more items on this system. So yeah, we're going to pull from the drawer down here at the bottom. Make sure we have prediction matrices in the filter. And then the laser node above the simulation chamber is going to input. And then if we connect these two with a wrench, it should start putting prediction matrices in there once we throw our data model. Maybe? Good? No? Oh, I see. It looks like it's just pulling it out and putting it back in. So we need to put this on a different channel. And it does look like it's going in now. So we can see in our simulation chamber that this is running now. It's filling up with prediction matrices. It is using all of our energy though. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Because this is such a high tier data model, it takes quite a lot of energy just for it to run. So it is still working, it's just very, very slow, and it's still just going to take all of our power. And it's just going to do this. But what we do get is these ender predictions. This is a guarantee each time it runs, but then we also get more data onto this data model. This will upgrade all the way to self-aware, where it has a 99.5% chance of getting us these wither predictions. So as this runs, it will just keep upgrading this until we have better chance at getting those. We can see we haven't gotten any yet, just because it's such a small chance. I do want to set a drawer for the ender predictions. And I want to make sure that we're going back here into our laser node and pulling things out. Probably on a different channel. And then inputting. Yeah. Now we can do it on channel 1, I think. Oh, it's because I have a filter down here inputting. That would be why. No, it doesn't. These should be connected. And it should extract the ender predictions. Oh, maybe because it's not connected. There we go, that's why. So yeah, this is just going to run very, very slowly and collect more data until we finally get a wither prediction, which is then going to go up into the loot fabricator. And I also need to solve our storage problem. Or not the storage, the power problem. Thinking maybe we can just upgrade our reactor once or twice. I didn't want to do this until probably next episode. I want to go over upgrading that all the way to like the max tier, but we can at least do it a couple times right now. Right now we're running this reactor at the basic tier, and the next one above this is hardened. We need these hardened capacitors, which takes energized steel, and this is made by energizing gold and iron together. Energizing is done by making an energizing orb and a couple of these energizing rods. Definitely want the basic ones. I'll just grab one for now. Now we'll need to throw this guy where he can access power. Maybe I'll just put it right here for now. And then we'll throw the energizing orb in front of it where it can see it. Then if we throw some gold and iron in this, it should start energizing it into energized steel. We get 2 of those per recipe. And we'll need quite a lot of these to get all of the reactors that we need and the hardened capacitors. So what I'm thinking we can do is make energized steel seeds. That is a lot of energized steel though. And maybe we can even set a recipe for this if we grab ourselves a pattern provider. And then if we set a pattern for this, oh, I'm out of patterns. There we go. We get a pattern for energized steel. I'm going to move this up here. I also want to grab a chest. I'm actually going to have to turn this off for now until we can get some more power because it's eating everything and I can't do anything. And I'm just going to throw this like up here for now because I don't have a space for this. But what we should be able to do is we're going to throw our pattern provider onto the cable. We're going to throw a chest next to it. Then I'm going to use a laser node, and then we'll have our energizing ore. We can throw the energizing rod right above it onto the energy cable. In our laser node, we're going to export from the chest and then input into the energizing ore. That's the only way I could think of how to transfer the items. Basically, the reason we need the chest is in case we craft like bulk items. The pattern provider doesn't actually hold any items, so it needs a place to put them before it can process. So if it's more than 64 items, it kind of just like doesn't do any more than that, and you'll just be stuck wondering why your recipe's not working. So I'm also going to throw an import bus onto the back of this chest connected to the cable. This is going to import our energized steel and hopefully nothing else. And then we'll set our recipe in here. That should be good to go, I think. So now if we request quite a bit of energized steel. Oh, I see, we could have just used compressed blocks of gold too. That's fine, we'll just do it this way. Now if I request 4 of these, there we go. Yeah, I would have had to handcraft 318 of those, but it should hopefully, that's not good. How am I going to filter this? Okay, that's fine. Maybe this won't work. I kind of didn't realize that you could just use compressed blocks and energize them that way. So we're just going to do that instead. Basically, all we should need really is enough blocks of iron and gold to get 4 compressed blocks of it. Then if we use these in here, then it's going to be a little slower, but it should just energize them straight into compressed blocks of energized steel. And we can add more of these energizing rods to make them faster. Oh, and we actually get 2 blocks out of each one, so I actually don't need all these. That makes life a little easier, which means we should be able to take these and make ourselves some energized steel seeds. And that should give us infinite energized steel. Cool, perfect. That is exactly what we needed. Because now we need everything to craft enough reactors. And I'm just going to go ahead and add all of the recipes for these. That should take care of that, I think. Then we just need to take down our current reactor. We'll need 36 of these hardened capacitors, so we just have to wait a little bit for some more energized steel essence. We should be good to go. There we go, we finally have enough energized steel to get all the hardened capacitors we need. And then that should give us everything we need for the hardened reactor. Just go ahead and build this guy right here. And we shouldn't have to worry about connecting anything up again. Or we wouldn't have if I had built it in the right place, which I didn't. So, it's gonna go back here. This should connect to the ME interface and the laser node. And it should start throwing, yep, all the items we need. There we go, and we're generating some power. This is a little over double the power generation that we had from the basic reactor, so I'm not sure if this is going to be enough power to work our deep mob warning setup, but it should at least be a little better. Let's throw our cable down, go down here and see how we're looking. Okay, there we go, we're going up in power, that's good. And back down. Okay. Worse. So yeah, that thing is not going to be able to keep up with that setup. So we will upgrade this, but we're not going to do that till next episode, I believe. Oh, I need to hook up the fluid pipe. That's not good. This won't explode, right? What if I just break it and then rebuild it? I don't want it to explode on me. There we go. Now it should have some water inside. And we should be looking good. Oh, and here we go. We finally got one wither prediction. So what we're going to want to do is go into our laser node back here again. And make sure that we're also extracting the wither prediction. And then this is actually going to go up here to our loot fabricator. And actually, no, I lied again. How am I gonna... Okay, this one might just have to show the laser node. This guy above the simulation chamber is going to connect to the loot fabricator. This is going to insert the wither predictions. That should go in there, and then we want to select nether star from this, and then it's going to take that wither prediction and produce us one nether star. And I actually need to move this around again because we need this laser node to work the drawer too. So let's connect these back up. Make sure our loot fabricator is getting the wither predictions, and then the drawer needs to get the nether stars. And then make sure I hook up this drawer to our storage controller and lock it. That should take care of everything, I think. In theory. So as this wither data model keeps working, it's going to upgrade and produce us more of those predictions. And then those are going to go up here into the loot fabricator, be processed into nether stars, and then get put into that drawer where we should be able to access that from our ME system. If I take these out and throw them back in, we should have 7 nether stars total in this drawer. Oh, no, that's because I need to make sure we go behind here to the storage bus and make sure we set this to a higher priority. That way, when we put items back into the system, it will go into that drawer instead of just in the system. So if I take these out, yeah, there we go. Now we have 8. And perfect. That takes care of our infinite nether star setup. Now there is another way to farm nether star, and that was with nether star seeds. So we may get these. They're just a little bit harder to obtain and maybe a little bit slower. Once this thing ramps up, it will really ramp up. And we'll have plenty of nether stars to go around. Now that we have our nether star fabricator up and running, there are a couple of other simulations that I would like to do. And there are tons of options here for us to farm different mobs. For example, we can get the blaze prediction to get us blaze rods, which we definitely need plenty of. We can also get the ender dragon data model to farm things like dragon's breath and dragon's eggs. And we can even get a prediction for the warden, and we actually need some of these items, so I may do that one too. Maybe I'll just start off simple with the blaze model for now. So we are going to need another simulation chamber and loot fabricator, and I definitely need more power because this is struggling as it is, even with the upgraded power reactor that we have. So maybe instead of upgrading our reactor, maybe I just grab another one. And then that way I can go over upgrading these reactors in future episodes. So in theory, I should just have to make 36 of these. It should craft them right up. And don't worry, this whole, like, the decoration in here is going to be better at some point. And we're going to move our reactors to their own room eventually. And I don't even know that I'm going to keep all the rooms like this. It's getting a little chaotic. And it's very, very bright. But there we go. There's our 36 hardened reactors. So I'm thinking that maybe I will just break all of these for now and then build them right next to each other. And we want to make sure we get our sink going in the middle to get water into both of these. And if you're curious, I just have all these windmills running here as like backup power in case our reactors stop working for any reason. And we should just be able to take a fluid pipe and connect it to both of these, and then they both should have water. And then all we should need to do is we already have this interface supplying it with all the items that it needs. So we should just need another laser node to put items into this reactor. So if we just throw this guy in the back here and add an item card extracting from the ME interface, and then one going into the reactor, that should allow it to supply it with all the items we need. I do want to up this transfer amount, and maybe we can throw some overclockers in here, or maybe not. I don't know if we need it to be that fast. Yeah, I think we'll be good with this. Perfect. Now we should have 2 reactors running, and hopefully this gives us a little bit more power going. So now with both reactors running, ooh, yes, we have plenty of power in here now. And we can see our wither model has upgraded to advanced. This has a 24.44% chance at getting us a little prediction. And we are up to 15 nether stars. That is awesome. So now it's time to look at getting another model. We're gonna grab the blaze model, I think, first. So I'm just crafting up another simulation chamber and loot fabricator. And then all we need is the model framework and our deep learner, and we need to take out the spare wither model we had in there. Then we're gonna head to the nether, and we need to find ourselves the nether fortress. And actually, I think I have a structure. So what we can do is take this and search for fortress. There we go. This should point us to another fortress and that direction. And with creative flight, this is going to be super easy to get to. Gotta say, not a fan of the flesh biome. It is... Ugh. Okay, we are here in the nether fortress though, so we should just need to find this thing right here. It should spawn us a blaze, and then we just right click on one of these guys. Oh, and then run away for a second so I can put this into my deep learner. And throw this in our offhand, and we should just be able to start killing these guys to upgrade our model. There we go, we got it up to the basic model now, and that's pretty much all we need. I mean, we could sit here and upgrade it again if we wanted to. We would just need to kill 10 more blazes. Actually, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. That way we don't have to let it sit in the simulation chamber and upgrade it itself. There we go, that should be the last one we need there. And of course, you don't have to do that once it's at the basic model. You shouldn't have to upgrade it anymore. Hello, wither skeletons. Oh, I didn't mark the portal. Okay, we're just gonna have to guess. I think we're around here somewhere. Oh, yes, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now so I don't forget next time I come here. Cool, now that we have our blaze model ready. Am I farting? Why am I farting? What? That's never happened before. Gross. But yeah, now that we have our blaze model, this guy should just go into the simulation chamber, give it some power, and then hopefully this starts running. This blaze model runs at a lot lower energy cost than the wither. Actually, it runs at about like 1/10 of the energy. But yeah, this guy is running. We're missing the input, which just means we need to get our prediction matrices in there. How do I stop farting? The particles are kind of annoying. I don't know why I've never made this before since we've been using laser IO so much. This card holder allows you to throw all of these item cards in here, and these don't stack in your inventory normally, so it's a very nice way to keep them. And then when we go to actually manage our laser node, it already has them in the card holder. It shows up, so you don't have to like pull them from your inventory manually. But yeah, once again, we want to insert these prediction modules into the simulation chamber. Now, I'm not sure if I need a filter, but I'm going to grab one anyway just in case. So let's input the prediction modules. I'm saying that wrong. Again, prediction matrix. Forgive me, I am silly sometimes. And then I think I need to connect this up to the drawer, maybe. Oh no, this one. Sorry, my nodes are gonna get all over the place here. So yeah, this should start pulling the prediction matrices into here. And then this should be good. It should start running. The blaze is going to generate nether predictions, so we'll need to pull these out and put them in this drawer, which we can do by extracting from the simulation chamber. And for some reason, this is pulling blaze predictions into here, even though I have a filter in this, which is... Okay, I think I got that sorted out. So now we should just need to extract from this. We're going to select the blaze rods, and then that's going to go into this drawer here. And perfect, we should be getting blaze rods now. Now we do want to put void upgrades on these nether and ender predictions, because these are going to keep generating these aside from the blaze and wither predictions, and we don't need a whole lot of these, so it'll back up if we don't put void upgrades on this. These ones we won't put void upgrades on though, because we don't want these to keep working when they've filled up. And we can see our blaze rods are doing very good. We already have 64 of them. Now I think the last model we're going to get today is the ender dragon model, even though we will end up oh, I wanted the warden one too. Well, anyway, we can always come back to this. I'm sure we're gonna end up with more models anyway. Although maybe I will hold off on getting the Ender Dragon model just because of the amount of power that the Wither one is taking. I think the Ender Dragon one takes the same power, so I don't know if we can handle that quite yet. So this may be where I stop for today. This is very good though. Having these nether stars being farmed is going to be awesome because we need lots of these to make all the mod star. We can see we need quite a few compressed nether star blocks. And that is a lot of nether stars. Yeah, we need almost 100,000 total to make one star. So it's very good that these are going to be being farmed in the background. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. I'm still farting. What? That's going to do it for today, I guess. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.